It was a quiet Saturday afternoon in our cul-de-sac. The birds chirped, the sun peeked through the trees, and my 7-year-old daughter, Emily, was home with a mild summer cold. I had gone to the grocery store just down the street, barely 20 minutes away. Emily was on the couch watching cartoons, wrapped in her favorite pink blanket. She knew not to answer the door while I was gone. We had practiced it over and over. Never open the door for strangers, not even for neighbors. Just wait for me to come home. That's when the knock came. According to Emily, the banging on the door got louder and louder. She peeked through the peephole and saw our neighbor, Mrs. Linda Cartwright, aka the HOA president, aka the self-declared queen of the neighborhood. Everyone called her Karen behind her back, and frankly, she wore the title proudly. She'd bark at teens for skateboarding, report people to the HOA for leaving their garbage bins out an hour too long, and lecture others on how to mow their lawns to community standard. Her favorite targets, me and my daughter. Emily did what I told her. She didn't open the door. She hid, scared and unsure of what Karen wanted. But instead of leaving, Karen circled around the back of our house and tried the sliding door, unlocked. She came in. Emily screamed. That's what I returned to. Emily crying in the kitchen, her face red and swollen. I dropped the grocery bags right there in the doorway, the eggs cracking on the floor, and ran to her. She could barely speak through her sobs. I held her tight and tried to make sense of what she was saying. Then I saw it. A bright red handprint across her cheek. My blood ran cold. Who did this? I asked her gently, already dreading the answer. She sniffled. Miss Linda came inside. She said I was being rude for not opening, and she slapped me. The world around me went silent. My hands were trembling, not with fear. No, with a rage I hadn't felt in years. Something inside me broke. I was already moving toward the door before I even realized it. And I knew exactly where I was going. To Linda's porch. I stormed across the street like a man possessed. My fists were clenched so tight I could feel my nails digging into my palms. Every step fueled the storm inside me. The moment I got to Linda's pristine front porch with her tacky seasonal wreath and perfectly measured flower pots, I didn't even bother knocking. I kicked the damn door. Open it, Linda. I shouted, my voice echoing down the entire block. Curtains twitched. Neighbors peeked. I didn't care. The only thing I cared about was the red mark still burning on my daughter's cheek. Linda opened the door with a smug little smirk like nothing was wrong. She wore one of those beige sweater sets, hair in a tight bun. And that same fake smile she gave everyone at HOA meetings. Well, that was rude, she said casually, crossing her arms. Is this about your daughter? I saw red. What the hell were you thinking? I growled. You slapped a child. You broke into my house. She scoffed like I was the problem. She disrespected me. I rang the bell 3 times. She refused to answer. That's how these kids become entitled. You people don't teach them manners. You people. I took a step forward. She's 7. You assaulted my kid because she didn't drop everything to serve your ego. She needed discipline. I handled it. That was it. There was no hesitation, no second thought, no filter. I lunged. My fist connected with her jaw so hard that the sound echoed across her porch like a thunderclap. She collapsed backward, landing hard against the door frame, holding her face and wailing. You hit me, she shrieked. You barbarian. I'm calling the police. Go ahead, I said coldly. I already called them. You're going to jail for assaulting my daughter and breaking into my home. She tried to get up, but her legs were shaking. I stood there looming over her, making sure she saw the fury in my eyes. If you ever come near my family again, I swear you won't need a jaw surgeon. You'll need a body cast. Then I walked away. My hands were still shaking, but not from rage anymore. Adrenaline, maybe. My breathing was heavy, but I felt calm, like justice had finally come to a woman who had dodged accountability for years. Back inside my house, Emily looked up at me. I crouched beside her. "She won't hurt you again," I whispered. Within 15 minutes, the wailing sirens pierced the silence of our quiet neighborhood. 2 black and white patrol cars rolled up, lights flashing, but sirens muted now. A small crowd of neighbors had formed on the sidewalks, some whispering, others recording on their phones. Everyone knew something big had gone down. I stood on my porch, waiting, calm but resolute. Emily was inside with Mrs. Parker, our kind next-door neighbor who'd come rushing over the second she saw. Linda sprawled on the porch, holding her jaw like a broken puppet. One of the officers, a stocky guy in his 40s with tired eyes, approached me first. "You the one who called this in?" "Yes. She broke into my house and hit my daughter." Before he could respond, a shrill voice erupted from behind. Linda was limping across her lawn like a tragic soap opera character, still clutching her face. "Officer, arrest him. He attacked me without provocation. He punched me in the face for knocking on a door." The other officer helped her sit on the curb while she dramatically wailed about physical assault, community respect, and the decline of decency. It would have been funny if my daughter's face didn't still have a literal handprint on it. I turned to the officer in front of me. "Come inside. You need to see the footage." Luckily for me, I had security cameras. The one by the kitchen window caught the entire scene. Linda circling to the back, sliding the door open like she owned the place, storming in, shouting at my daughter, and then clear as daylight, slapping her. Emily's cry echoed through the audio like a stab to the heart. The officer didn't speak for several moments. Then he turned to his partner and muttered, "Yeah, we got enough." I walked back outside just in time to hear Linda shout, "You're not seriously listening to him. He's violent. He hit me." The officer stepped forward. "Ma'am, we've reviewed home security footage. You unlawfully entered his residence and struck his minor daughter. You're being placed under arrest for trespassing and child assault." Linda's jaw, not the broken one, her figurative one, dropped. "You're arresting me?" "Yes, ma'am." "Please stand up." The crowd murmured. Someone even clapped. Linda's eyes darted around as her reputation crumbled right there on the grass. As they read her rights, she screamed, "This neighborhood is going to hell." Her voice cracked as they guided her to the back of the patrol car. I looked around and saw the neighbors. Their faces said it all. No one looked surprised, just relieved. Justice at last. The police car rolled away. And just like that, the self-proclaimed queen of the HOA was dethroned in full public view. It felt surreal, like a scene from a movie I never expected to star in. My fists were no longer clenched. My heart had slowed, but the fire inside me hadn't gone out. Not yet. Inside the house, I found Emily sitting quietly at the kitchen table. Her stuffed bunny tucked under one arm, a juice box in the other. Mrs. Parker gave me a soft nod and slipped out to give us space. I sat down across from her. "You okay, pumpkin?" She looked up at me. "Is she going to come back?" "No," I said firmly. "She won't. I promise." She gave a slow nod, still unsure. And that was the part that broke me. Not the slap, not the trespassing, but the doubt it had planted in my daughter's heart. Doubt that home was safe. Doubt that adults would protect her. That's what Linda took from her in those 30 seconds. And that's what I had to fight every day to give back. Later that evening, I got a call from Officer Ramirez, the one who reviewed the footage. "She's being charged with felony child endangerment, assault, and unlawful entry," he said. "We'll need you and your daughter to make a statement, but with the video and your daughter's testimony, the case is strong." I thanked him and hung up. Just then, there was a knock at the door. This time, gentle. It was Bill Thompson, one of the longtime residents and HOA board members. "I just wanted to say, I'm sorry," he said. "We let Linda get away with way too much for too long. She bullied everyone, but no one ever stood up to her. We thought it was easier to ignore it than confront her. But what she did to your daughter, it's beyond inexcusable." I nodded. "Thank you. But she's not your problem anymore." "Well," he said with a sigh. "We're having an emergency HOA meeting tomorrow to remove her from the board permanently." He looked down, embarrassed. "Should have happened years ago." I appreciated the gesture, but deep down I knew the only apology that mattered was the one I'd give Emily every day by making sure she never felt scared in her own home again. The next morning, I took her to school myself. As she stepped out of the car, she looked back and smiled. It was small, but it was healing because monsters don't just hide under beds. Sometimes they live across the street, but even monsters bleed, and sometimes they get exactly what they deserve. If you think Karen got exactly what she deserved, smash that like button, drop a "justice served" in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life savage stories just like this. Because next time it might be your door Karen's banging.